Welcome to Canvas Crypto. Have you ever pondered what the future of currency might look like? Imagine a world where money is no longer confined to physical notes and coins, but instead exists entirely in the digital realm. This isn't just a sci-fi concept, but a reality we're inching closer towards every day. In our traditional financial system, money is controlled by central banks, which can lead to limitations such as inflation and geographical boundaries. But what if we could bypass these constraints? Enter the revolutionary world of digital currencies, a system that is decentralized, borderless, and potentially immune to inflation. At the forefront of this digital revolution is Bitcoin, a form of money that exists solely on the internet. It is the pioneer that has opened our eyes to the immense possibilities of digital currencies, challenging our understanding of what money can be. Today, we delve into the fascinating world of Bitcoin, the pioneer of digital currencies. Subscribe to Canvas Crypto. The year 2008 marked a significant shift in the financial world. In the midst of a global financial crisis, a beacon of hope emerged from an unlikely source. An unknown entity, or perhaps a group, operating under the pseudonym Satoshi Nakamoto, introduced a revolutionary concept that would challenge the very foundation of economic systems. On the 31st of October 2008, a white paper titled Bitcoin, a peer-to-peer electronic cash system, was published to a cryptography mailing list. This 9-page document outlined a system that would allow online payments to be sent directly from one party to another without going through a financial institution. At the core of this proposed system was the concept of decentralization. Unlike traditional currencies which are regulated by central banks, Bitcoin was designed to operate independently of any central authority. This was a direct response to the financial crisis of 2008, where the actions of a few large banks had catastrophic effects on the global economy. The white paper introduced the concept of a blockchain, a public ledger containing all transaction data from anyone who uses Bitcoin. Transactions are collected into blocks, which are then linked to each other in a chain, hence the term blockchain. This creates a transparent and verifiable record of all transactions, preventing fraud and double spending. Bitcoin's birth was more than just the launch of a new digital currency. It was a radical departure from traditional financial systems. It challenged the notion that trust in institutions was necessary for a functional economy. Instead, it proposed a system where trust is established through transparency and cryptographic proof. The first block of the Bitcoin blockchain, known as the Genesis block, or Block 0, was mined by Satoshi Nakamoto in January 2009. This marked the inception of the first decentralized digital currency. It was a bold experiment, a leap into the unknown, and thus, Bitcoin, the first decentralized digital currency, was born. But what exactly is Bitcoin and how does it work? Let's dive right in. Bitcoin, at its core, is a type of digital currency, a cryptocurrency if you will, but what sets it apart is that it's decentralized. This means it's not controlled by a single entity like a government or a bank. Instead, it operates on a network of computers spread across the globe. Now, you might be wondering how that's even possible. The answer lies in a technology called blockchain. Think of the blockchain as a public ledger that records every single Bitcoin transaction ever made. Each time a transaction occurs, it's added as a new block to the chain. Hence, the name blockchain. This ledger isn't stored in one place, but is distributed across thousands of computers, making it nearly impossible to tamper with. So, how do new Bitcoins come into existence? This brings us to the concept of Bitcoin mining. In simple terms, Bitcoin mining is the process of adding new transactions to the blockchain. Miners use powerful computers to solve complex mathematical problems. The first one to solve the problem gets to add a new block of transactions to the chain, and as a reward, they receive a certain number of new Bitcoins. While this might seem like a lucrative process, it's not as easy as it sounds. The mathematical problems are incredibly complex and require a significant amount of computational power and energy. In fact, The difficulty of these problems adjusts over time to ensure that only a certain number of new Bitcoins are created every 10 minutes. So, there you have it. Bitcoin is a decentralized currency that operates on a publicly accessible, distributed ledger known as the blockchain. New Bitcoins are created through a process called mining, which involves solving complex mathematical problems. Bitcoin, in essence, is a revolutionary financial technology that operates without a central authority. From its inception, Bitcoin embarked on a roller coaster ride, a journey of ups and downs, highs and lows, yet a ride that has undeniably changed the face of finance forever. Let's take a step back to the year 2010. Bitcoin was just a year old and had yet to make its mark. Then came the first transaction, a defining moment in Bitcoin's history as it moved from a theoretical concept to a practical reality. The transaction was simple. A developer named Laszlo Hanyecz bought 2 pizzas for 10,000 Bitcoin. Today, those pizzas would be worth billions. As the years passed, Bitcoin began to gain traction. It was no longer just a currency for the tech-savvy and the risk-takers, but a financial asset attracting attention from the mainstream. The price of Bitcoin began to surge. It started with a steady climb, then a sudden leap. In 2017, Bitcoin hit its first major peak. The world watched in awe as it soared to nearly $20,000, a figure that seemed unimaginable. But with the highs came the lows. Bitcoin has seen its fair share of crashes. After the dizzying heights of 2017, the following year saw a drastic drop. The bubble had burst, and Bitcoin's value plummeted. But even in the face of such volatility, Bitcoin proved its resilience. It recovered, and not only that, it thrived. Fast forward to today, Bitcoin has become a household name. It's not just a currency, but an investment, an asset, a revolution. It has survived the skeptics, the critics, and the naysayers. Its price may fluctuate, but its impact is undeniable. It has ushered in an era of decentralization, challenging traditional financial systems, and paving the way for a new digital economy. Despite its volatility, Bitcoin has firmly established itself as a serious player in the financial landscape. It's not just a trend, it's not just a fad. Bitcoin is here to stay, and its journey is only just beginning. Scene script. Like any other form of currency, Bitcoin has its pros and cons. Starting with the positives, Bitcoin's potential for high returns is one of its most enticing aspects. Since its inception, Bitcoin's value has seen a meteoric rise. Those who bought in early and held on to their investments have seen returns that traditional investment vehicles simply can't match. But remember, past performance isn't a guarantee of future results. Next, let's talk about anonymity. Bitcoin transactions don't require personal information like your name or address. This makes it a popular choice for those who value privacy. But it's not completely anonymous. Rather, it's pseudonymous because transactions are linked to a specific Bitcoin address. Then there's decentralization. Bitcoin isn't controlled by a central authority like a government or a bank. Instead, transactions are verified by a network of computers around the world. This means that no single entity can manipulate the value of Bitcoin, making it resistant to censorship and interference. But with these benefits come risks. Bitcoin's value can be highly volatile. It can rise and fall dramatically in a short amount of time, making it a risky investment. If you're not prepared for this roller coaster ride, it could lead to significant losses. Additionally, Bitcoin's anonymity and decentralization can be a double-edged sword. It can be used for illicit activities such as money laundering or purchasing illegal goods. While this isn't a reflection on the majority of Bitcoin users, it's a reality that can't be ignored. Finally, there's the risk of loss. If you lose your Bitcoin wallet password, your Bitcoins are essentially gone. There's no bank to call for a password reset. And due to its digital nature, Bitcoin is also susceptible to hacking. So it's absolutely critical to take security seriously when dealing with Bitcoin. Therefore, while Bitcoin presents exciting opportunities, it demands a cautious approach. So, where is Bitcoin headed in the future? We've come a long way since the birth of Bitcoin, and it's quite a thrilling journey to reflect upon. But what about tomorrow, the next decade, or even the next century? The future of Bitcoin, like any pioneering technology, is a hot topic of speculation and prediction. Many enthusiasts believe Bitcoin will become a mainstream form of payment, similar to how we use credit cards today. They envision a world where you could buy your morning coffee or even a house with Bitcoin. And why not? Bitcoin is borderless, decentralized, and its supply is capped at 21 million, which could make it a valuable asset against inflation. However, the road to mainstream adoption is not without its bumps. The volatility of Bitcoin's value is a significant hurdle. Imagine waking up one day to find your Bitcoin savings have halved or doubled overnight. And then there's the issue of regulation. Governments around the world are grappling with how to regulate Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. The lack of a centralized authority makes this task challenging. How do you regulate something that's designed to be unregulated? There's also the question of energy consumption. Bitcoin mining requires a lot of computing power, which in turn demands a significant amount of energy. This has raised concerns about Bitcoin's environmental impact, a topic that's becoming increasingly important in our eco-conscious world. In spite of these challenges, the potential of Bitcoin is undeniable. It has already proven its worth as a store of value, akin to digital gold. It has also shown promise as a tool for financial inclusion, offering banking services to those who are unbanked or underbanked. The future of Bitcoin, like its past, will likely be marked by highs and lows, triumphs and setbacks. But one thing is certain: Bitcoin has already left an indelible mark on the world of finance, and its journey is far from over. Only time will tell how Bitcoin will shape the future of our financial systems. In a nutshell, Bitcoin has truly transformed the concept of money. Born out of a desire for decentralized control, it has revolutionized the financial world, paving the way for the rise of digital currencies. Its operation, based on the power of cryptography and the transparency of blockchain technology, has made it a standout in the sphere of virtual assets. As we've seen, Bitcoin's journey has been anything but ordinary. From its meteoric rise to its occasional dips, it has proven to be a roller coaster ride for investors. The benefits of Bitcoin are enticing. It offers anonymity, it's free from government interference, and it has the potential for high returns. But let's not forget the risks: the volatility, the lack of regulation, and the potential for misuse. Looking ahead, the future of Bitcoin is as unpredictable as it is exciting. As we navigate this digital age, one thing is certain: Bitcoin has forever changed our understanding of what money can be.